Hello friends, welcome to YR Today. On this channel, we regularly share the latest news and spoilers from American TV shows. So, let's get into today's important update. YNR The Rinse. June 3rd, Nick risks exposing Victor's biggest secret to save Phyllis. Nick wants Newman Enterprises back, but he isn't willing to sacrifice Phyllis to get it. Victor may be facing resistance from inside his own family. Photo credit, JPI Studios. In the June 3rd episode of The Young and the Restless, Nick found himself caught between two of the most important people in his life. While Victor remained focused on reclaiming Newman Enterprises and punishing Phyllis, Nick made it clear he wasn't willing to let things go that far. His decision to potentially expose the fabricated email evidence against Phyllis didn't just challenge Victor's strategy. It challenged Victor's authority. Nick draws a line with Victor. Nick, Joshua Morrow, tried to convince Phyllis, Michelle Stafford, to return Newman Enterprises before things spiraled any further. While he didn't back away from his ultimatum, he also made it clear that he wasn't interested in destroying her. When Michael, Christian LeBlanc, challenged whether Victor, Eric Braeden, would ever truly let Phyllis walk away, Nick revealed just how far he was willing to go. If Phyllis gave back the company, he planned to help dismantle the case against her, including exposing the emails that had been used as evidence. That wasn't an empty promise. Nick later repeated the same plan directly to Victor, explaining that he would offer proof that the emails were fabricated if it meant ending the war against Phyllis. Victor's reaction made it clear he never expected his son to go that far. Why this fight is bigger than Phyllis. The conflict wasn't really about Newman Enterprises anymore. It was about how far Victor should be allowed to go in pursuit of what he wants. Victor made no secret of his desire to have the company back. Even after acknowledging that Phyllis helped save Nick's life, he remained focused on reclaiming Newman Enterprises and maintaining leverage over her. Nick sees the situation differently. Watching Phyllis help save his life changed something for him. He still believes she should return the company, but he no longer believes she deserves to be relentlessly punished once that happens. That difference puts father and son on opposite sides of the same battle. Victor is operating from a position of control, while Nick is trying to draw a line between accountability and revenge. Phyllis suddenly holds more power. Nick's decision created a problem Victor didn't anticipate. Victor has spent months focused on getting Newman Enterprises back and making Phyllis pay for taking it. Now, his own son is threatening to expose evidence Victor wants buried to protect her. The disagreement isn't about whether Phyllis should return the company. Both men want that outcome. The real divide is what happens after that. Victor still appears willing to keep pressing forward, while Nick believes saving his life should count for something and doesn't want to see Phyllis destroyed once the company is returned. After speaking with Michael, Phyllis finally acknowledged that keeping Newman Enterprises may no longer be realistic. The pressure from Victor, the legal threats, and Nick's ultimatum have all pushed her toward a choice she has resisted for months. At the same time, her decision now carries consequences far beyond her own future. If Phyllis agrees to return the company, Nick appears prepared to expose evidence that could undermine Victor's entire strategy. If she refuses, Nick may follow through on his threat and allow the case against her to move forward. Victor still wants control of the outcome. The problem is that Nick has inserted himself into the middle of the fight, and for the first time in a long time, Victor doesn't appear to be the only Newman calling the shots. The drama in Genoa City is reaching a boiling point, and at the center of the storm stands Nick Newman. For years, Nick has walked a difficult line between loyalty to his powerful father and doing what he believes is right. But now, that balancing act may finally come crashing down. As Phyllis Summers finds herself facing one of the most dangerous situations of her life, Nick is forced to make an impossible choice. Save the woman he has never truly stopped caring about, or protect a secret that Victor Newman has spent years keeping buried. The latest developments have sent shockwaves through Genoa City, with alliances shifting, old wounds reopening, and the Newman family facing a crisis that could change everything. Phyllis has always been a survivor. No matter how many times life has knocked her down, she has found a way to fight back. But this time feels different. The walls are closing in around her from every direction. Her latest investigation has uncovered clues that point toward a shocking truth, one connected to a secret Victor would do anything to keep hidden. At first, Phyllis believed she was chasing a business scandal. What she discovered instead may be far more explosive. As she digs deeper, mysterious warnings begin appearing. Phone calls go silent when she answers. Meetings are abruptly cancelled. Documents vanish before she can secure them. Someone wants her to stop asking questions. Unfortunately for them, telling Phyllis Summers to stop digging is like throwing gasoline on a fire. The more resistance she encounters, the more determined she becomes. Meanwhile, Nick begins noticing troubling signs. Phyllis is acting differently. Her confidence remains intact, but beneath the surface he sees something else. Fear. It's a rare emotion for Phyllis, and it immediately catches Nick's attention. When he finally confronts her, she refuses to reveal everything she knows. But she does admit one thing. She's stumbled onto information that could destroy lives. Nick's concern quickly turns into alarm. What Phyllis doesn't realize is that Nick may already know exactly what she's talking about. Years ago, Victor entrusted Nick with knowledge that was never supposed to leave the family. A secret so dangerous that exposing it could threaten not only Victor's empire but the entire Newman legacy. Nick has carried that burden ever since. He never wanted it. He never agreed with it. But he kept quiet because he believed revealing the truth would cause more harm than good. Now everything is changing. As evidence continues to pile up around Phyllis, Nick realizes the worst-case scenario is unfolding. She is getting dangerously close to uncovering the very secret he has spent years protecting. For Nick, the situation becomes a nightmare. If he stays silent, Phyllis could become a target. If he speaks up, Victor's secret could explode into public view. Either way, someone gets hurt. The pressure intensifies when Victor himself begins noticing unusual activity. The Newman patriarch has built an empire by staying several moves ahead of everyone else. It doesn't take long for him to recognize that pieces are shifting on the board. Victor soon learns that Phyllis is asking questions. Questions she should never have asked. Questions that lead directly to him. Victor's response is swift and ruthless. He begins putting safeguards in place. Meetings are arranged behind closed doors. Trusted associates are called upon. Contingency plans are activated. To Victor, protecting the secret isn't simply about preserving his reputation. It's about survival. What makes the situation even more complicated is Nick's growing desperation. Unlike Victor, Nick isn't thinking about power. He's thinking about Phyllis. Despite their complicated history, the bond between them remains undeniable. Through countless breakups, betrayals, and reunions, they have always found their way back into each other's orbit. Now Nick fears he may lose her forever. The realization forces him to consider a move he once believed impossible. What if the only way to save Phyllis is to tell the truth? The possibility terrifies him. Not because he's afraid of Victor's reaction. Because he knows exactly what the fallout would be. The Newman family has survived countless scandals over the years, but this revelation could be different. Relationships would shatter. Business partnerships would collapse. Long-held loyalties would disappear overnight. Most importantly, Victor's trust in Nick would be destroyed. For years, Victor has expected absolute loyalty from his children. Nick knows crossing that line would be viewed as the ultimate betrayal. Yet every moment he delays puts Phyllis in greater danger. As rumors begin spreading throughout Genoa City, other players are drawn into the growing mystery. Sharon starts noticing strange behavior from Nick. Adam senses an opportunity to gain leverage. Victoria becomes concerned about the stability of the family. Even Nikki begins asking questions. Nobody has the full picture yet. But everyone can feel something coming. A storm is gathering. The emotional heart of the story lies in Nick's impossible choice. For so long he has tried to be the peacemaker. The reasonable one. The son who could bridge the gap between family loyalty and personal integrity. This time there may be no middle ground. Saving Phyllis could require exposing everything. Protecting Victor could require sacrificing someone he loves. As the tension builds, viewers are left wondering just how far Nick is willing to go. Will he finally stand up to Victor once and for all? Will he reveal the secret that could shake Genoa City to its core? Or will he find another way to protect Phyllis without destroying his family? The answers may arrive sooner than anyone expects. Sources suggest that a dramatic confrontation is looming, one that places Nick and Victor on opposite sides of a battle neither wants to fight. When father and son finally face each other, years of resentment, disappointment, and unresolved conflict are likely to erupt. Victor will demand loyalty. Nick will demand honesty. And Phyllis may find herself standing directly between them. If Nick chooses to reveal the truth, the consequences could echo throughout Genoa City for months to come. Friendships will be tested. Families will be divided. Secrets long thought buried could resurface. Most importantly, the Newman family may never be the same again. One thing is certain, Nick Newman is running out of time. The secret is no longer safe. Phyllis is closer than ever. Victor is becoming more desperate. And the clock is ticking toward an explosive showdown that could change everything. As Genoa City braces for impact, fans should prepare themselves for emotional confrontations, shocking revelations, and a battle between loyalty and love unlike anything they've seen before. Because when Nick Newman decides what matters most, the fallout won't just affect Victor and Phyllis. It will shake the entire city.